Climate change is making it harder to grow food in the Pacific Islands. Fruit trees such as bananas, coconuts, and breadfruit are vulnerable to increasing winds. Crops like sugarcane, cassava, and sweet potato are sensitive to more extreme flooding. And many crops such as taro are struggling as temperatures rise. Climate change has already altered where some crops can grow. Coastal plantations are increasingly flooded by seawater, making soil infertile. And suitable land for coffee, cacao, and other crops is shrinking. As food becomes harder to grow, we must consider how our agricultural systems need to adapt to keep pace with climate change. To sustain farming into the future, we can look to our past. In traditional agroforests, trees help to recharge groundwater, provide shade, and act as windbreaks for smaller plants. Farming like this deters pests and improves soil. Planting many different types of crops also means that even if some are damaged by droughts, floods, or disease, others can survive. To make our farms as resilient as possible, it is critical to look after the long-term health of our soil. Modern soil science can help. Unsustainable farming practices take growth potential out of our land, reducing the long-term productivity of farms and putting agricultural systems at greater risk from climate impacts. On the other hand, sustainable farming practices put growth potential back into the land, improving productivity and making the system more resilient. We can also look after our soil by ensuring it's not washed away during heavy rains. To do this, we can avoid disturbing soil as much as possible and always keep it covered with crops, grasses, or mulch. Sometimes farms can be moved out of harm's way. For example, raising garden beds can prevent damage from saltwater. We can also grow more climate-tolerant crops or varieties. In the Pacific Islands, some traditional crops like breadfruit, cassava, and yams will be less impacted by climate change than other crops around the world, like wheat and rice. This may lead to new export market opportunities. But as imported food becomes less available and more expensive, we must prioritize local food for local people. Although climate change will reduce global food supplies, governments, farmers, and communities can work together to help ensure that Pacific food systems are strong enough to support us all in a changing future.